So then let's talk about, in my opinion, the worst album that dropped this Friday. And that's this Danny Brown, man. This Danny Brown, JPEG Mafia. I
I
don't
don't agree with you at
understand.
all.
All right, so we gonna argue about this. Good, we all heard
Oh
this, right?
wow. Okay. Yeah.
Great. So let's go into it track for track, and then we can talk
Well, hold
about.
on, man. Hold on, man. Are
Go
you a
ahead.
Danny Brown fan, man? Do you like Danny Brown or you not like
I
not
like
a Danny
Danny.
Brown fan?
I think he has a unique, interesting voice. I
Hmm.
think I like some projects he does. It really depends on what producers he's with. I like the Black and Brown with Black Milk, but I can't say I'm a Danny Brown fan. I can't say that.
Okay. Bryson, what about you? You ever heard Danny Brown before?
Never heard of it. No. So this is interesting to me to get into this.
But Danny Brown's not the issue here. To me, it's the
Oh,
production.
I mean, we can talk about that as well. I mean, I'm not familiar with JPEG Mafia,
Me neither. This is my
so
first
I
time
don't
hearing
know.
her.
Right. So that is something that's interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. I put this album on. I didn't really know what to expect because I don't know. I know Danny Brown could get crazy. His
Hmm.
albums could be all over the place. If you listen to Atrocity Exhibition, that album is like it got crazy stuff on it. You know, with that one song, it's like, and it's funny how it happened. That is nuts, right? And then he had the video for that one. It's all silly. So this
Hmm.
dude is crazy. And then you got stuff like old, where it's more like a more traditional type of boom bappy type of
Right.
sound. So going into it, I'm like, okay, well, he been saying he wanted to work with JPEG Mafia. We get the album. I heard the song "Scaring the Hoes." That's hilarious. And
That's one of the worst songs on here, though.
but that was so the concept of
I
it. I didn't
agree.
like
The
this. Right,
concept
it's not one of the
is
songs I like.
yes.
But I was just like, okay, so Danny Brown gonna be on some crazy shit, and that's like his thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. So I turned this album on in my car. And I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I do not want to hear this, man. Um, but I let it rock. And then I started getting into it. It took like 30, maybe 20, 30 minutes before I was like, I could even get with anything that I was hearing.
See, I played it in my car. I had the same reaction. I didn't keep going. I said, I can't do this right now. Click, cut it off, went to the next album. And then later on, I had to go, so I listened to like maybe three songs in that time. And then later on, I went and listened to it again in my headphones. Then I played it again in my car. And then I definitely thought. Now I don't know about you guys, but I had an issue with the mixing on this album. It was hard to hear all the lyrics.
You can't hear the lyrics at all, or
Right,
not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
right. And so I looked it up, and I did see people on the internet saying that there's a better version on Bandcamp. If you bought the
Hmm.
album on Bandcamp, because they are updating, they put a new improved version up, but it just takes slower for the streaming sites to get the improved version.
Oh,
That's what I saw some people
I
say.
thought that was intentional. I just thought that was a JPEG Mafia thing. See,
Maybe I don't know,
because
but
I mean the songs are frantic. The sounds
chaotic is what I
are
would say.
chaotic. Great,
Yeah.
chaotic is a
Chaotic.
great way to describe it. So like I said, when I first turned that on, and I had went from that static selector and coded a friend
Oh, yeah,
album.
exactly. I did the same thing.
So I went when that came
I
on
did the
because I
same
thought
thing
that,
too.
and we'll talk about that album. That album is this
It
straight
is
line through.
right.
So when you turn
The
this
whole
on,
way.
the first song,
It's like to the moon.
um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts off lean beef patty. I'm like, what am I hearing right now?
Mm-hmm.
And then the beat was just doing nutso stuff. Um, and
Too
so I,
much stuff. Too much stuff. It's the thing. Like I feel like okay with music, the pauses are just as important as the sounds.
uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
there are no pauses. It is constant noise. And I just now so that's the songs that I like more are the ones that have more space. I don't in between the notes, in between the sounds. But the songs that I like less are the ones that are just full of sounds. I just now I
So
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
got into it, man. I just started liking it more. It took me a minute, and I feel like I was rocking with it. Like the second time I heard it, get out the car, or I only was riding a shorter distance, so I got out, turned it off, got back in, listened the rest of the way, and it started to click. And then I played it again, and then multiple songs on there like clicked for me.
Yeah, so I didn't say I played this a few times. So I played this a few times to try to get it. I'm trying hard. Every one of these albums, when I listen to these, I don't come in wanting to hate. Some people think that I come in wanting to hate. So if I don't like something, I try to listen to it, try to make sure I'm not tripping when I don't like something. So I did try to listen to it a few times. I can get it. It's a lot of energy. The lean beef patty and step a pig are some of my favorites, which is why I don't love them, so that's why I have a lot of hate for this album as we go on.
Okay, because I thought
I
lean beef patty was good.
Yeah,
yeah,
I thought it was okay. I think it's okay.
I don't know. My first time getting into this Danny Brown and JPEGMAFIA, I never heard of him either, or them, whatever. I don't know what if it's a conglomerate or not, but whatever. Um, so very wild album is everywhere. Was telling Dumb It Down earlier that it sounds like cheerleading music, like cheerleading competition. Like there's always these noises in the background and zoom and just like a lot of chaos going on in cheerleading competitions, right? And it was too much for me. The
You got a
first
lot of
three or four
cheerleading
songs.
experience. I just can't picture
Yeah,
what a
I don't.
cheerleading competition sounds like.
Maybe having
After
them on
F1,
ESPN sometimes.
yeah, exactly. After
Yeah.
F1, they'll just run like cheerleader highlights for the rest of the day. And I'm trying, I'm
That's
like,
wild.
whatever. But yeah, so it was way too chaotic. The first four songs I loved, but then like I don't know how far down is You're Scaring the Hose or
That's the third
whatever.
song.
That
Third
one,
song.
yeah, I hated that song. I didn't like that
Yeah,
one at all.
hated it.
That was probably one of my
Yeah,
least favorites.
Yes,
yeah. But
I didn't love
I don't
Step
know.
a Pig either.
I thought Step Pig was good. I like that one.
I don't hate it.
It's because again, here's the thing about it: the production it changes so much too. Like in songs
Yeah,
like
Mhm.
Step a Pig, it'll
yeah.
be like it changes halfway.
Each
So
person will have like a different beat, each verse and half the
right.
verse, and
So from a technical standpoint, I want to say this because I know there are people who like JPEG Mafia. From a technical standpoint, it's impressive. I mean, he's doing a lot of stuff. Just from but to listen to is not enjoyable always to me. There are parts on songs that I like. This would be a good song if you just take out that one noise. This would be a good song if you didn't change that beat. This would be a good song if you stuck with this second beat instead of that first beat. There's so many times I feel like that in this album. So where I just can't see myself really listening to this over and over again when there's so many things that I just that ruin the
now I'm gonna put this
enjoyment.
on when I work out, man. I'm gonna go back and listen to more JPEG Mafia, man. Is this what his music is always like? Is it like chaotic like this? This is up tempo. See, I just started being like this, and then just being like, oh, okay, all right,
That's
well, this is what we
why
doing.
I couldn't
This is
even.
what
I
we
There
could
wasn't
get
doing.
even a
into it.
rhythm to nod your head to. I don't even know there's not even a rhythm.
I feel like it kept
Nah.
switching. I was like, oh, we doing that now? Okay, like I was with it. Your boy. So what we said? We talked about
We
scaring
talking
the hoes.
about
We didn't like that one.
I like the
I mean, you
concept.
like
I
that
think
one.
it's a funny concept, but I don't like the song. I think it's a terrible
Okay.
song.
I didn't like the song either, but I like Garbage Pail Kids a lot.
I don't like that one sounded like noise. No matter how many
This one
times I
is
listened to
fun.
it, that sounded like
It's
noise.
fun, man. I thought this was really fun.
Nah, it was intense.
Yeah,
You got to schedule around that. I got to schedule
Fentanyl
around listening
Tester.
to that one.
I
I
like
thought
that one a
that
lot.
I did like that one.
I thought that was okay. I thought that one was
Man, y'all
okay.
don't like fun, man. Y'all don't like fun,
I
man.
do.
I
I
do. I
I
do.
could get
didn't.
into it. It's like dance music to me.
I don't know what you
No,
did.
see, I
There's
don't
no
know how you
rhythm.
dance it.
There's no dance.
I don't know what the
You
dance
just
is
be jumping
besides
up
just
and
jumping up and
down.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how dance music is. They just
Uh,
be shuffling and stuff like that.
Is that true? I wouldn't know. I don't listen to dance music. You're a Drake. You're an expert just to that Drake album, right? So you know.
That's right. That's
Exactly.
right.
That's
Yeah.
why I said I can get into this. I just was not expecting to hear that today. I was like, oh man, this is a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
nah,
It's a
it's a
lot
lot.
to
I feel
consume.
like you're supposed to listen to this in a big room with a bunch of people just jumping up and down.
So I did see a
Yeah.
clip of them performing it live, and it sounded better in that recording to me
That
because
sounds like what it's for.
right, yeah, it sounded better in that sense. But like I just again like it's hard to like with so much noise going on in my headphones, it was just hard to
I mean,
pick out what's happening.
they specifically say, I mean, there's multiple drug references, to talk about the state of mind that
Yeah,
they're in. There's a
yeah,
bunch of funny bars and lines throughout the songs.
yeah. And the JPEG
Um,
Mafia, I listen. He was talking about a lot of like political stuff.
mhm.
You know, it was I
Garbage
mean,
Pail Kids.
yeah.
It's like,
He
yo,
said
this
he's
is
the
funny,
black
man.
AOC, and then he said he's the black Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like I thought it was like he was had funny stuff. Like it was like, you know,
And they have funny sex lines too. I was like, these dudes is funny. Like I said, between all the songs, the only issue was like, hey, is this frantic beat one I'm gonna get with, or is it not one I'm gonna get with? And then when
but
I can get with it,
no,
I like the song a lot.
no. But the other issue is, can I even hear the funny lines that they're saying? To me, lyrics are important. I
Okay.
want to hear what you're talking about, and when they are when I'm hearing some of the stuff is funny, it is interesting, but then it's like I can't even pick up everything they're saying.
See,
So that's
I
a
just thought that
problem.
was how the music's supposed. People always talk about this stuff like, oh, this stuff's not mixed properly. I always assume that the artist did it how they want to do it. I remember that being a complaint a lot for the Black Star, and they were like, Madlib mixed it wrong. It's like Madlib been producing for a while. If he wanted to sound this way, it would sound that way. So I just assumed that that's how they wanted it to sound, and I took that as it's just more about that frantic music, which you could get with or not. I mean, to me, it reminds me of kind of old school hip hop, kind of in that frantic feeling, as opposed to like a comfortable feeling,
Mhm.
um, and like that chaotic type of just like weird stuff happening. I mean, I kind of like that aspect of it.
I mean, I don't really know what you mean by that. Like, I could see if you mean like the how EPMD would have so many samples or something like
No,
that,
not
but that they
EPMD.
don't. Yeah,
I mean
what are you
more
talking?
like Rebel Without a Pause or something.
But that had a rhythm though, and
It
it
does
had
have a rhythm.
it was all the sounds are consistently placed in a
I agree with
place.
you.
They're not
I
just
agree.
random. It's not chaos.
I
At
agree with
least
you.
that's
But
not
it
my
also
get.
is not a comfortable song. So I guess that's how I feel. Like this stuff is like, hey, we're not just gonna sit here and nod our head. You're not doing that to this song. Like this, you gotta get that energy. Like you just gotta get with it. So I don't know. It didn't off. It was not as off putting as it was to me initially. I don't know if it's because I got used to it or what. Because I really
I
liked "Shut Your
I do like
B
that
Word
song.
Up,"
I like that song. Yeah.
but that was cool.
Orange Juice
Uh,
Jones, I don't like.
Orange Juice Jones. I don't remember off the top of my head how this one goes, so I'm gonna say I don't like it. I didn't put a note on it that I like.
And Kingdom Hearts Key is the best song on the album.
Kingdom Hearts Key is so good.
It's so good.
It's so
It's so
good.
good.
Nah, it's so good. I played this junk a bunch of
A
times.
bunch of times. Yes, a bunch of
I was
times.
playing
So,
Hogwarts Legacy, and I was like, "Oh, play that again. Play that
yeah.
again."
Yeah. And I'll
So
be honest with you. So the first time when I said I turned it on and then I was like, I'm about to turn this off because it was too much. I looked at the track list and I said, oh, they got a song called Kingdom Hearts. And the nerd in me, I was just like, let me click, let me see, before I turn this off. And I did play that one and I was like, oh, this is good. Then I went to the next song and I also didn't like that one. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna turn this off now. So but the Kingdom Hearts Key song, legitimately great song. Just a great song.
I mean, I like the "God Loves You." I thought was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like "Run the Jewels."
I did
I
not
like the
like Run the
Jack Harlow
Jewels.
combo meal.
I like the Jack Harlow
The
combo.
Jack Harlow combo meal.
Yeah.
Heaven on Earth.
I don't like, and I definitely don't like the
See,
last song.
I like those, man. What was the last song? Where you get your coke? Oh, they have funny lines on it, man. They have funny lines on it from Danny Brown, man.
Didn't like the song, man. I didn't like the song. I'm sorry.
What can I say? I'm not surprised that this one would be this one. I assume the JPEG Mafia fans, this is,
Yeah.
what it is. I'm assuming that's why Danny wanted to work with him. So I would love to go now and check out some other stuff. Because that's not a lane that I ever explored. And like I said, I've been a big Danny Brown fan, so I knew that. Like that's his pocket. That weird energy, that stuff is a thing. So I'm glad I checked this one out for sure. This is some stuff that might be on my radar from now on. I might be listening to more of this. I give this album like another 7, dog. I like this album.
So you think this is as good as the Skis?
I mean, maybe slightly worse. I don't know how to. So because it's crazy and weird, it's worse. I don't know. I like the bunch of songs on here, and I like the bunch of songs on the Ski.
Yeah,
I didn't count them up and do like a 8 out of 9 or whatever many tracks or whatever. So, okay, I mean, if you told me that you hated this album or you told me that you loved this album, I would shrug my shoulders and say, okay, because I would understand.
Yeah, and I'm on the side of the hating it. I don't really, other than the Kingdom Hearts key, I try really hard, and I named songs that I thought were good.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't see any time where I want to play this in my car, like or in my headphones. I just don't see the situation where I want to play this music. I personally don't usually want to jump up and down in my house. So I don't know. And it's, again, we were talking about songs that it's like Bombs Over Baghdad is super, high pace, a lot of sounds. But again, the rhythm to it, a steady rhythm. This just sounds like noise. It sounds like
it's got rhythms, and then switch to another rhythm.
I just can't.
Like I said, I didn't. Hey, I hear you, man. Nothing about this. If, like I said, no opinion on this to me sounds wrong. I'm not gonna argue you. I liked it. Worked for me. The songs that I liked on there, I thought were pretty good. I'll play them some more. Maybe I'll start hating them. Maybe they'll grow on me even more, and I'll like even more of the stuff. Maybe I'll go back and listen to other JPEG songs, and I like them more. Maybe if the mixing is different, I'll like it less or more. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
If I could hear all the words, maybe that makes it more interesting for me. I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna give it a 3.
I mean, that's fair.
Wow.
What you got, Bryson?
I'm gonna say 5 or 6. I gotta say I think I could really get into this album more if I listen to it more over and over again.
All right, let's move on to the.
You gotta embrace the weird, man. You gotta embrace the weird, man.
Exactly.
That's why struggle for me.